Sure. Let's talk first, though, to Carl Jha, who is Chinese ethnically, but lives in Indonesia and is speaking to us from Japan. We certainly get around here on Kalimahora. Carl, welcome.
Thank you.
In the recent past, even, China was concentrating on economic matters, on trade matters, albeit through its Belt and Road Initiative, through infrastructural investment in all kinds of countries and indeed continents. But it was very much a reluctant superpower when it came to big power politics. What has changed? What has propelled them into the front line of deal makers? And you couldn't get a much bigger deal than the one between Iran and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, China has long pursued what's called the non-interference policy abroad. And so it's to everyone's surprise, this time China broke a major peace deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia. And this peace deal would have significant impact on the Middle East because, as we know, there has been a long-running conflict, and it's by China inserting itself into the Middle East peace process. What I see is China is paving the way to play ever more important role in the Middle Eastern politics.
Can we expect now China to be more prominent in other parts of Middle East political problems, other conflicts, other issues?
I think China will be more present in the Middle Eastern politics more than ever before. Previously, China have adopted a rather low-profile diplomatic approach where it emphasized on bilateral relations, country-to-country relations. So China, for example, will have a conversation with Iran, but also have a conversation with Saudi Arabia. But much of the negotiation is kept under wraps. It's not disclosed to the public. By taking a very public stance, by acting as a broker of this peace deal, China is showing its willingness to get involved in the Middle East. That's something we haven't seen before.
The deal brokered in Beijing between Tehran and Riyadh is obviously the high point of their political role as a frontline superpower in international relations. Do you think that this is the beginning of something important, that it will be followed by other Chinese interventions in other issues?
Yes. What we have seen is China is pursuing a more assertive foreign policy. It's no longer the Deng Xiaoping era when China's motto is taking a low profile, biding your time, hiding your strength. I don't think China is hiding its strength anymore because China's strength is obvious for everyone to see. And now China will leverage its strength to play a more active role on the world stage, including acting as a peacemaker. I think this is very positive.
Is this the beginning of the end for the United States as the superpower broker in the Middle East? If it's not the beginning of the end, is it at least past the end of the beginning?
Yeah, I think what we see is a beginning of an end. It's a beginning of an end of U.S. hegemony in Middle East and also on global stage as a whole. But we shouldn't jump the gun to assume this is it. The U.S. hegemony is over. I think it's far from that. What we're seeing is in the very beginning stage of the declining U.S. influence on the world stage, but particularly in the Middle East.
Some of the fruits of the agreement are already visible, albeit this time brokered by Russia. We now have a situation where Saudi Arabia is repairing its relations with Syria, and other Gulf countries are openly stating that it's time for Syria to return to its Arab family. as if it was Syria that left the Arab family rather than kicked out of the family home?
Um, I have to remind the listeners that United States is still want to be involved and play a role in the Middle Eastern politics. That is why at this very moment, United States military is carrying out activities in Syria, against Iran and its allies. The very reason that U.S. decided to uh, to pick a fight at this particular juncture is because they've seen their role has been eclipsed by China in the Middle East. So U.S. wanted to derail the peace process that had began between Iran and Saudi Arabia that was brokered by China. So I expect that U.S. will play more a role of a spoiler. You will try to sabotage as much as he can the peace process that has begun.
The US policy in the Middle East has been to bludgeon Iran and reward Israel. Quite plainly, that has not worked, has neither broken Iran nor made Israel any more popular or accepted in the region, or able to subjugate even the people under its control any more easily. Do you think the US might now begin to wake up to the fact that its politics are just not working?
Yeah, exactly. What you'll make it clear for the world at large to see that U.S. is never a factor for stability or peace, whether in Middle East or elsewhere, and they are in fact a very destabilizing element, and plus right now U.S. is talking about supplying weapons to Azerbaijan. Uh, in effort to counter Iran. This runs counter to the wish of the people in the region who want to see more peace and stability established. I think um, people are not being fooled by the rhetorics of the United States by claiming that they are the world leader and plan to play a role as a peace broker. That's obviously not true. And I'm heartened to see that China taking the leadership position to insert itself and to help to bring two very important states, Iran and Saudi Arabia, together. It's very encouraging beginning, and I hope to see more.